I wanted to get on here today to talk to you guys about my shortcomings and how they have actually created a roadmap for success for me. Um, and so I think this was probably one of the most important things that I've realized is that no one is perfect, and that, I'm not perfect, and I have issues that have prevented me from losing weight in the past. And I basically realized, um, well, for me, with my high blood pressure and the issues that I was having that landed me in the hospital at the beginning of this year, I basically realized that I'm not going to be able to make any more excuses. I needed to look at what I was doing wrong, where I was missing on my weight loss attempts, what things were taking me off track. And I had to really take a good look at that and find a solution, a workaround. I have to get a workaround for my problems. And so everybody has, I think, unique challenges and things that they, don't do well, and things that they need to work on. I think probably my list might have some things in common with other people. But some of my issues with my weight loss could be also fairly unique to myself. Um, but basically, I have realized that all of the things that I was doing wrong are opportunities to do things right, and that's where my focus needed to go. So, I would say that most of my challenges kind of fell under two umbrellas. One of them was food cravings, out of control food cravings, and so I identified this problem, and I also identified some individual triggers, or other little tiny problems that were basically causing these cravings. And I found that most of my poor decisions around food centered around making poor decisions when I was tired or when I was stressed. And also sometimes hormonal changes would cause intense cravings. And then the other thing was the fact that I had a poor diet, high sugar, high carb, high processed food diet, that was actually causing me to have off the wall cravings. And so I have addressed my diet to, pretty much slowly remove all the processed foods and really minimize those, as well as high carb and high sugar foods. Although I have found kind of a workaround with the carbs, that if I'm having carbs, I would also pair that with some fat and protein, and that helps keep me satisfied and helps keep my blood sugar from spiking out of control. And then as a result, I don't have those crazy cravings that I was having before. So I basically have had to find a way to get rid of those cravings, or to really reduce those cravings to a point where they were, something I could live with. And I did. I found plenty of basically workarounds that I'll share with you in this video. And then I would say the second main issue that I had that was causing me to go off of my weight loss goals would be, I like to eat to the point that I at least feel very full. I know some people do the portion control and that works for them. And, portion control is still important. It's not to say like I can get away from doing portion control. It's just that when I'm hungry, sometimes I just like to have a full belly. Just that full belly just makes me feel, it just makes me feel wonderful. And so this is basically something that when I want that full belly, I was reaching for the wrong types of things in most cases. So it's still okay to have that full belly when I want it, but I just need to be better. I need to choose smarter on what I eat. And so basically, as far as food cravings go, I would especially have chocolate cravings. Cravings for like cheesecake. Maybe a weird one. Maybe you have that craving or maybe not. Um, and also cravings for like fast food cravings, pizza, tacos, burgers, stuff like that. And so basically, I realized that the cravings probably aren't really gonna go anywhere. I'm gonna have to find a sustainable way to basically address those cravings. So I would basically find what I kind of term a dupe. If I'm having a chocolate craving, I have some healthier ways to fulfill that craving, and I have them ready to go. You know, I have everything in my cupboard to make this. It's basically a 2 Weight Watcher point chocolate cake, and I'll share that in a future. I'll share that in a future video. The cake recipe that I've been using to basically stave off those chocolate cravings. And as far as cheesecake cravings go, or something creamy and decadent, I have also found it's when you add it up, it's about 4 Weight Watchers points, but it's like a little cheesecake, a mini cheesecake, and it's not very small. I mean, it's good size. It's, you know, an entire ramekin, individual ramekin of cheesecake, and it's very satisfying. You can actually make I found a way to make a 0 Weight Watcher point one, but honestly, when I'm having a craving, I think the 4 Weight Watcher points version is actually more satisfying. And I'm okay with having 4 points for something like a splurge. And then I also have found a couple of yogurt desserts. One is a peanut butter banana, and the other is kind of a pumpkin pie flavored yogurt dessert that is low in Weight Watcher points, and very creamy and very satisfying. Kind of gives you that cheesecake vibe. So basically, the other one is the fast food craving. So whatever you're craving, you want to make a healthier version at home. I personally, I just haven't been successful at convincing myself I should go make a salad if I'm having a craving for pizza. You know, maybe some of you guys have way more willpower than me, but I don't have that kind of willpower. And the fact that I haven't been able to, make that my solution, has basically kept me from losing weight. So for me, when I am having a craving, solving that craving with a dupe of some sort, and I have those ready to go. You got to have them ready to go, because when the craving hits, you got to be able to go ahead and make those things, and so that way you don't do something entirely stupid. So the other thing besides like just actual food cravings is when I had a stressful day, or when I'm tired, I didn't get enough sleep, or I get home late, and I'm sure I can't be the only person with this issue, that those would be moments where I would I would say have kind of a flop on my willpower, and I would end up doing something regrettable. So I basically have found a couple of solutions for that, which would be to basically, when you cook something, just freeze a little bit, maybe freeze like an individual serving, that you could just quickly thaw out and eat. If you get home late, I do have right now, I have some lentils frozen, I have some chickpea frozen, I have some like healthy pizza doughs frozen, I have some cabbage soup, some healthy ice cream. I have all that stuff frozen and ready to go, so that I can quickly, if I have a stressful day or I'm low on time, I can do, I have some kind of option when I get home, that's going to keep me out of trouble. And another thing is that, like, if you're going to be out, if I'm going to be out or I'm going to be back late, I will usually handle that situation kind of one of two ways. I will either pack a lunch, like pack a cooler. If you there's you know, if I don't have a way to take a cooler, I have a few recipes that I can make for things that don't need to be refrigerated. But usually I'll just pack a water cooler and all of my foods in there, chicken salad, healthy chicken salad, healthy chickpea salad, for sandwiches or wraps. Or if I don't have anything packed and ready to eat while I'm out, I will come home and make a 0 Weight Watcher Point dinner. So that could include a majority of the lean meats and vegetables. A really popular one that I do frequently just because it has a lot of different ways you can go with it is a sheet pan dinner. So you can use chicken and virtually any kind of vegetable that you want and just bake that in the oven. It should come together in less than about 30 to 40 minutes. In most cases, especially just cut the chicken down and the vegetables down a little bit smaller and they'll bake a little bit faster. You don't want to have big old thick pieces of chicken in there if you're in a hurry. So I have so many recipes that are basically, you know, I would just call them a dupe for my favorite fast food or my favorite desserts, and also a number of healthy on-the-go recipes that you can just pack in a lunchbox to take with you on the go, and also some 0 Weight Watcher Point, which would be low calorie options for food when you get home late. And also I did share a video on another option that I do sometimes use if I'm basically in need of fast food, because I find that going through the drive-thru just has way too much temptation for me. That's one pitfall that I have. So I just avoid the drive-thru at all costs. And I've been going to the grocery store and buying, you know, like a rotisserie chicken, or even I would even, before going through the fast food line, I would even go to the deli section and maybe pick up some macaroni salad, or not the really creamy kind because that stuff's not very healthy, but the like pasta salad. I guess pasta salad's what it's called. Some pasta salad or some other deli items that they have on the deli counter, or just some of those personal little salads that they have usually at the front of every store whenever you walk in. As soon as you get in the grocery section, there's usually some little single serve salads. Those are great options that I use a lot of times. But just for me personally, I cannot go through the drive-thru at a fast food. So stay tuned. I have a lot more tips and things that I have utilized to help me lose weight, and I hope that some of those things can help you guys. And I have so many recipes to share. It's going to take me a long time to film all of those recipes that I have to share with you guys. So if you'd like more content like this, please like and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.